There's hello. Mándanos al hello.
Can you please just turn it off?
All right then. Not big on radio?
Not today.
Well, you've been sitting there about a half hour. Can I get you something?
Do you have a telephone? Thank you.
CBS Studio 4.
It's Paley. Has he left yet?
He left about 5 minutes ago, Mr. Paley.
Fine.
Unless it is a devastatingly beautiful woman, I am busy.
Mr. Wells, Mr. Paley is waiting for you.
And has Mr. Paley transformed himself into a devastatingly beautiful woman since last we spoke?
No, Mr. Wells.
Then he shall have to wait. How late am I?
30 minutes.
Let's see, that's 20 minutes until he's angry enough to leave, counting for 5 to get downstairs, 10 for traffic, putting me exactly 5 minutes early. William, old man.
Orson?
Anything for you, sir?
And a growing.
You're 30 minutes late.
Yes, well,
I'm afraid I don't know how to make that one, sir.
fine. One limit.
Ice?
Don't you dare. Neat if you can manage it.
I asked your secretary for you to meet me at lunch, and you give me the address of a bar?
Well, I figured that given the nature of our meeting, a little alcohol would put us in the proper spirit.
Okay then, on to the nature of the meeting.
Thank you. I was informed that we'd be discussing an apology for last night's broadcast.
That's correct.
Very well then, I accept.
Why would I be apologizing?
Well, certainly you couldn't expect anything of the sort from me.
It's not me that's asking, Orson, it's the public.
For what?
You scared them.
It's Halloween, Bill. It was a scary story. War of the Worlds was nothing more than us using the radio as a campfire. That should be more than evident.
Do you know how many phone calls I got last night? From the mayor's office, the FCC?
Oh dear, the FCC.
They believe that we abused America's confidence in the integrity of broadcast radio.
The FCC. I thought integrity began with an I, Bill.
Damn it, Orson, I'm
And
serious.
so am I. You call me away from my work to talk about making an apology for doing my job? Can you see how I can take offense to that? You paid me to make sure as many people as possible listen. And how many people were listening?
Orson,
How many?
look, people don't expect the radio to play a trick on them. I told you it needed to be obvious it was fiction.
I had Martians landing in New Jersey.
Yes, and news reports of fires, of the army, of panic, things that people are actually expecting to hear on the radio. I got calls from 2 precincts asking if Germany was making a move,
I opened the show with a disclaimer.
knowing full well that the NBC audience was going to tune in 10 minutes into Chase and Sanborn after that full ventriloquist took a break.
Well, I refuse to be held accountable to people who tune into a radio ventriloquist.
It was too real.
Damn it, Bill, we followed all your notes. We changed the town name, we changed the hotel name.
I told you to cut Roosevelt.
We did cut Roosevelt. We changed it to an address with the Secretary of the Interior.
Bullshit. Your actor was doing that two-bit Roosevelt impression, and I know you told him to do it.
Lots of people sound like Roosevelt.
Not the Secretary of Interior.
Oh, well, who the hell knows what the Secretary of the Interior sounds like anyway, Bill?
You're not making this easy.
I hope not. But what I do is hard, and so muckraking it should be too. I understand what you're saying, Bill. Believe me, I don't, but I do. But when it comes right down to it, that little box in their living room is an appliance, and they shouldn't trust it. No more than they should take soul advice from a toaster. And what we sought to do last night was to put on a sheet and say, boo. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
That's all well and good. But last night, people got hurt, Orson. There were families in Newark that were running out of their homes with wet towels over their mouths so they wouldn't breathe your poisonous smoke. There were mothers who worried about their army boys being incinerated by your heat rays. Sure, it's ridiculous to you and me, but you have to understand that many of your listeners can only see the world through their ears. And last night, what they heard is what they saw.
This is true?
The Times called this morning for a quote.
You could have thrown me under the bus.
Maybe. But then again, I gave the green light to this project, and I sold the show. And I want to sell more shows. Hell, next year we're planning on opening a film studio in Hollywood. And I know you've been thinking about making movies, and we'd like you making movies for us. But that's not going to happen if they hate you.
Set it up, say about 4.
I'll call the Times.
The Times? I'd rather have the toaster.
And Orson, be on time.
Of course. Why are you smiling, old man? You're paying the bill.
Hello.